Hello everyone! Today we will continue to reveal the secrets of the second series, and very soon you'll know the new digital circus secrets that are hidden in the second series, Candy Carrier Chaos, Amazing Digital Circus, by Glitch Productions. And these will be the top secrets of the digital circus. Click subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Lock the doors, make yourselves comfy. And here we go. So in my last video, you learned the 3 secrets of the second series of Digital Circus. Perhaps someone while watching the second series of Candy Carrier Chaos saw these secrets. That's fine. So you've been watching this series very carefully. But what I'm about to tell you about is going to be a very big surprise for you. It's going to be the top secrets of the second series. We'll start with the episode when after 2 trucks collide. The truck with Gummy Goo and Pomni hits a rock hard and it glitches. There was a collision, a program failure due to a bug in the system. As a result, Gummy Goo and Pomni flew out of the truck and hit something. When Gummy Goo asked, "Where are we?" Pomni replied, "I don't know. We're somewhere under the map, I think." Of course, Pomni could say that. She was only on her second day in the digital circus. There was a lot she might not have known. She remembered falling down and ending up in some place that looked like a dungeon. That's why she said that. In the last video, I said they ended up under the map or in the developer's room. Indeed, when creating video games, authors create test levels that sometimes remain in the game, but they are inaccessible to players. They can be accessed only through a hidden secret passage or by applying a cheat code. But sometimes, access to them becomes possible as a result of a game code glitch. This is exactly what happened in the second series of Digital Circus. But let's try to understand where this test level or developer's room is located. Is Pomni right that it is under the map? After the collision of the truck, Pomni and Gummy Goo flew out of it and flew upwards at high speed. I told you why this happened in my last video. If you haven't watched it, you should definitely watch it. So, Pomni and Gummy Goo fly upwards. What do we see? We see a turquoise sky and clouds flying in the sky in the shape of colorful balls. This is the same sky we saw at the beginning of the Candy Kingdom adventure. So they flew high above the Candy Kingdom location. Now let's take a look at the fall of Pomni and Gummy Goo. The sky has become darker, and we don't see any clouds in the shape of colorful balls. And yet we see 3D models of teapots. And further out, the space is lit up in a dark blue color. Nor did they fly through the pink canyon we saw during the chase. At the end of the drop, we see the sky above this space. It's completely different. It's not the sky in the Candy Kingdom or the Pink Canyon. It's the sky of a completely different location. And next, we see an overhead view of this dark blue caged space. If this space were below the map of the Candy Kingdom, we would not be able to see the top view of it. So the first top secret of the second series is that Pomni and Gummy Goo have flown to another location. It's a test location, a test level, or a developer's room. Perhaps it's the territory of some programmer or system administrator, but it is another location. This means that you can move between the locations of the digital circus not only through Kane's teleporter, but in another way. Let's take a close look at how Pomni and Gummy Goo flew back to the Candy Kingdom. They're flying vertically at a very high speed, like a rocket, first through the dark blue sky, then past 3D models of teapots, and then they appear far on the horizon against the pink sky of the Candy Kingdom. They fly like a comet, like a meteor. You can clearly see that they're not flying from under the map, but from somewhere far away. Of course, because they're flying from another location. That's the only way to explain what we've just seen. Perhaps Pomni hasn't realized it yet, but we already know it. In that case, we can start drawing a map of the digital circus. We already have the location where the circus tent is. We have the location of the Candy Kingdom. And there's a test location, or a developer room location. What's in between? There's a void in between. Could there be a way to navigate the void? We don't know yet. Maybe in some other series, we'll find out. It's no accident that Kane rushed to bring Pomni back from the void when she went out one of the doors. In doing so, Kane became very angry with Pomni. I think it was no accident. Maybe Pomni could have learned some very important secret of the whole digital circus by going into the void. In the meantime, we've learned another one of the secrets of Series 2. What secret will be next? You're about to find out. First, let's look back at some of my previous videos. In the Ragatha review, we learned that the characters in the digital circus don't feel pain. In the review of Kinger, we learned that his hands can fly far away from his body and always come back. Kinger continues to control his hands even at a distance. In the Zubul review, we learned that Zubul can be taken apart and carried far away from his head. But then the Zubul body parts reassemble themselves and come to the head. That was amazing. But that's not all. In the second series, we learned even more about the bodies of the circus characters. Let's take another look at some of the plots in the second series. First, let's look at Pomni. After Jax threw her out of the truck, Pomni grabbed onto 2 trucks with her hands. In doing so, when the trucks separated, Pomni's arms stretched out. Very badly sprained arms. Yeah, she was scared. She was cursing at Jax. I mean, normally that would be a tragedy. But in the digital circus, nothing happened to her. What happened next was even more interesting. We see Kinger with 5 big knives stuck in his head. And then we see Ragatha. And she has a huge knife stuck in her head. Oh my god, that's horrible. For any human being, that's a fatal injury. But we see that nothing happened to both Ragatha and Kinger. Yes, nothing. They're fine. And here's another moment. The truck with the bandits has released sharp spikes. Look out, it's dangerous. Pomni barely dodged them. But now the trucks collided and the sharp spikes pierced through the second truck. And, oh misfortune, one of the spikes pierced through Ragatha's body. But Ragatha is alive. What a twist. But that's not all. Just Ragatha touched the sharp spike that pierced her as the trucks parted. The spikes disappeared back and Ragatha's arms were inside her body. I'm shocked. Oh, poor Ragatha, I felt sorry for her. But I was upset in vain. After a while, we see that Ragatha's fine. There's not even a mark on her body. And another top secret of the second series is that nothing can happen to the characters of the digital circus. No matter what kind of gruesome accident they get into, they will always be perfectly fine. They can't be crushed, impaled, chopped, or torn apart, which means they can get into any kind of trouble. It's not dangerous for them. And maybe they're already figuring it out. Watch how calmly Jax stands on the truck as they plummet at high speed into the liquid chocolate. Turns out it's not dangerous either. Everyone emerges safely from the depths of the chocolate after the fall. Yes, they're perfectly fine. And when Ragatha talked about what could have happened to Pomni and where she could have disappeared to, Ragatha said, "Well, if worst comes to worst, we could always ask Kane to find her." It turns out that even if you get lost somewhere, it's not a big deal. Even if Pomni couldn't find her way out of the test location or the developer's room, Kane would still bring her back to the circus tent. Those are the 2 top secrets we learned today. There is one more top secret left undiscovered. I will tell you about it in my next video. Don't miss it. Write in the comments what you liked most of all, what you agree or disagree with, and keep watching my channel. Do not forget to click subscribe to the channel and put a like, and wait for the sequel. As always, interesting and mind-blowing. Take care of yourselves, and keep your secrets.